Hey, it's Lila here, just doing a spotlight and a first impressions of Lord of the Wings. This is by MarySueGames. So we're going to go ahead and check it out. So Lord of the Wings here. So first impressions, I absolutely love it. The colours are great. I can see amazing user interface. There's a whole cast of characters. So it already looks really interesting, really engaging. So really keen to start. So let's, I think my settings are pretty much optimized. I must say I really do like the user interface here. You've kind of got the duck sliders with the blue and the water. I just absolutely love it. I always like the voice talent being high up, so I've got them kind of high volume, and I've optimized my settings for the rest. So hopefully we're all good there. We're going to go ahead and click new game. Oh, who am I? Oh my god, that's right, this is customizable. Holy moly, this is so good. What do I love? What do I love? I love this buffy hair. Let's see, what do I want to be? Yeah. Alright. I personally love red clothes, so that's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, that's grand. Alright, so general, yeah, happy with that. Yep.
Look out! Duck!
I'll follow what they say. Duck. I duck for dear life. In our line of work, I've found it's usually best to act first and ask stupid questions later. Whoosh. A tail swooshes past where my head was, cleaving through the air as neatly as it would of my neck. The dragon lets out a hiss of frustration, and her tail flicks in one last-ditch attempt, barely grazing me by dragon standards. And yet throttling me halfway across the room by humanoid ones. Roll towards Algernon, roll towards Fern, roll towards Pelgrine. Okay, in my first run through I've gone with Fern, which I found hilarious, so I'm going to do that again. Blood is pumping in my ears. I'm barely a person anymore, more a puppet propped up by adrenaline and sheer will to survive. It shouldn't be surprising that I end up crawling to the one source of healing in this dungeon.
Wow, that looked like it hurt. More than looked it.
Cold sweat pours down my forehead, fear and pain dancing circles around my mind.
Are you going to just stand there, or can I get a look?
I remove my hand from the deep gash at my side where the dragon's tail nicked me.
Oh, I thought it'd be worse.
They sound disappointed. Then again, Fern's bedside manner always verges on the unimpressed. The day Fern doesn't groan and roll their eyes at me will be the day I'm irreparably dead. Where the resident healer seems to believe I'm making a fuss over nothing, the logical conclusion is, in fact, nothing. That or Fern is a dick. Both are not mutually exclusive. Fern undoes their belt and hands it to me.
Bite, this is going to hurt.
I sink my teeth into the leather and ignore the slightly gleeful tone in their voice. Fern covers my wound with a rag and the joy of someone who spends far too much time wishing me dead. They uncork a vial of something dark and nasty and spit out the lid.
Remember to breathe.
I take a few deep, shallow breaths and Fern rolls their eyes.
Oh my god, you're not giving birth.
I nod and swallow the bile that's fast rising up my throat.
What the hell, Fern? I need healing here!
Fern doesn't bat an eye, voice somehow raising over the sounds of melee.
So does our bard, and they are actually close enough that I can do something about it!
Their ridiculous antics are almost enough to distract me. Almost. There's a bubbling sound as Fern pours a vile potion on my wound, and I scream bloody murder into their belt, a sharp, red-hot, searing pain. Gods, if I thought I was hurting before, it's just because I didn't know. I had no idea anything could hurt this bad. And then it stops.
So dramatic. See?
The ugly white scar feels just a silver lining on top of the cake, keeping me alive. It's the most beautiful gift I've ever gotten into, tied with a neat bow of "No sir, no dying today." The flapping of wings nears. We huddle closer to the back of the pillar we're using as cover, hearts beating in our throats. Fern lets out a few choice words as they watch the dragon dive once and twice at Ross, each time getting deflected by her sword and Ross's sheer brute force. Anyone other than her would have been ground into paste by now. It hasn't gone unnoticed to me that Fern patched me up using alchemy rather than magic.
No magic?
Fern's jaw is set as they shake their head. Their hand motions are rhythmic, their lips moving soundlessly as they pray to their gods trying to get their attention. Nothing happens, of course. Trying to do magic when you're all tapped out is like trying to light a fire with soggy wood. From the other side of the room, 2-3 feeble eldritch blasts tell me that Algernon is all out of juice too.
We're screwed, aren't we?
The beast circles like a vulture around the vaulted dome of the cathedral, all but laughing out loud at our efforts.
Bird, you fucking socktoes! Get your ass here!
Maybe next time your healer tells you to go take a break before going into the boss room, you'll listen to them!
Who takes 8-hour breaks in the middle of a dungeon?
Me! I do, so that I can keep your sorry ass alive!
Fern's practically shaking now. I can feel their anger, their helplessness. Their fingers are still moving, their mouths still praying for a miracle.
Come on, come on.
Bargaining, I suppose, begging. The truth is, Fern can't help. None of us can.
Roz, I think it's time to go!
I wince as we hear the dragon's powerful wings flapping in place. I find myself praying too, bargaining and begging, right there with the best of them. And then something happens. There's a spark, a flicker of light on Fern's fingers, and Ross shines with light.
That's it, Fern! Just a little more!
We peek out once more to stare at the dragon who keeps looking down at Roz, inscrutable face promising a world of pain.
They're almost out! I just need one more hit!
Fern's face is lined with triumph as Roz's wounds heal and I practically cheer. I can hear Algernon whooping from the other side of the room. The dragon's eyes narrow, their wings still flapping. Flap, flap, flap. Silence.
No!
Fern's scream pierces through the silence just as gravity takes its course. The 2-ton dragon plummets towards the ground in what can only be described as a death dive. Whoa. I grab Fern's arm and pull them behind the pillar as the cave shakes around us. Dust bellows around us, the aftershocks rippling one after the other as the hulking beast rises to its feet. Roz is nowhere to be seen.
Shit! No!
Fern's voice is barely a whisper, and I feel them sink. I have to physically keep them upright to keep them from sliding to the floor.
We need to leave! Now! Algernon!
Way ahead of you!
Ross is barely a stain left to prove that she was ever here in the first place. The dragon's laughter curdles the blood in my veins.
Come out! Come out! Wherever you are.
Her voice is thick with the weight of time and power and experience. The dragon fear presses down on my jugular, primal instinct telling me to run, assuring me that it will soon relieve me of this pesky habit of, breathing. In our line of business, we take pride in our work, pride in our skill, pride in honouring the contract. However, in our line of business, we always pride in staying alive. Leaving a dungeon with our pride a bit crumpled is far better than the alternative, which is not leaving at all. Battered and rosless, we drag our asses back into town where we're greeted with joyful clucking sounds. Bok, 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 bok. News travels fast in the adventuring community. Tease-worthy news like a party chickening out in the face of a wee little dragon. That kind of news practically teleports.
Hey, Baz, we need a...
Bok?
Bok?
Oh my god, shut up!
We'd like one resurrection, please.
I heard it was a big dragon. No shame in it.
I guess that he's trying to cheer us up, but I honestly just want to get Roz back so we can all go home and sleep for a month.
I can't tell you the number of times people show up at my door after falling headfirst into a Scaly's chompers.
Baz?
It's right up there with accidentally sticking their hands in a mimic.
Baz. Roz. Resurrection.
Baz stares at me for a few seconds as he digests my I seriously don't have the energy for this bullshit tone.
Righto then. I'll just need a lock of Roz's hair.
I slap a small pouch onto the counter without preamble. This ain't our first rodeo.
And 10,000 gold coins and she'll be back to kicking ass and taking names in no time.
My eyes practically pop out of my head.
10,000?
What?
Oh, that's a lot of zeros. But sometimes the more the merrier. For example, when Roz gets back, we'll be merrier.
Fern, who's been sulking in the corner, gets up and slams their hand on the counter.
That's outrageous!
Baz slowly backs out of Fern's reach, and I place a hand on their shoulder, shaking my head. To the untrained eye, Fern's preferred method of haggling looks a lot like violence, so they're generally not allowed anywhere near shopkeepers.
It was 1,000 just 2 months ago.
That was before the movie came out. Now everyone and their moms want to revive every dead thing and ask them bizarre questions. Blame them for the rising popularity and the necromancer scarcity.
That's a 90% bump. You can buy a house with that kind of money. Heck, you can retire with that kind of money.
Not meaning to stir the pot.
Translation, definitely meaning to stir the pot.
It's a 900% bump.
900%?
Wherever there are flames of dissent, you'll find Algernon eagerly sitting in the front row waving a fan at them.
It's called inflation? In the current economy, 10,000 is a steal!
And yet, you're the only thief in the room.
Oh, I'll tell you, that's the rising cost of living.
Thank you! See?
No one has 9,000 gold margins and lives in a dusty shop with fake skulls.
You might be interested in a more minimalistic woodland lifestyle. It's got a similar energy flow to this place, minus the fancy table, the shelves, the walls, doors, ceiling, and rampant capitalism.
Are there skulls in the woods?
If you're looking in the right places, yes.
My mind's racing as I do the mental maths. We still have about 500 in the party vault, and I still have some money left from the last completed job. Algernon probably spent all of his on evil-looking capes. Fern has the self-control of a toddler when it comes to money. Peregrine's paying for a wedding, and Roz still owes about 5 installments on the massive sword we had to leave behind. There's no way we can swing it. Even if we all donated our kidneys to the cause, we'd still be a couple of thousand short. Algernon slides closer to me.
Psst. Flirt with him.
Shut up, Algernon.
Flirt with him. Do it.
He's not even being discreet about his chaos mongering anymore, a sign he's as bone weary as the rest of us.
Really?
You're a bard. Flirting is literally one of the job requirements.
Fundamentally, I wouldn't be against it.
I weigh my options here. Bargain, flirt. Okay. I love this user interface, by the way. Return. Okay. I'm going to follow Algernon's advice. We're going to flirt. ... Maybe not. I open my mouth and close it back again. ... There's not much flirting going on here. Nope, definitely not going to happen.
Are you alright?
Oh, this game cracks me up.
Nah, that's their flirty face.
Oh, brilliant.
You look sick.
I definitely feel sick.
Baz nods gravely.
Oh, I sometimes have that effect on people.
Can't do it on cue, damn it.
Baz is basically family, and now's as good a time as any to practice. Flirt. Like Roz's life depends on it.
Why would you think flirting with family is better?
Ooh, we can workshop it and everything. You could go with a classic like, hey, come here often? Or did it hurt when the Shadow Realm spat you out? Come to think of it, that last one doesn't really translate.
Good thing you're a necromancer, because I've been dying to see you.
The second the words are out of my mouth, I instantly regret them. I can feel my face blowing up to unfortunate levels of flushed. Algernon is the first to crack. Baz follows shortly. Even Fern lets out a snort, a small smile slipping through the strop they've been indulging since we left the dungeon.
Oh god. That was beautiful.
I agree.
Hope bubbles in my chest.
Enough to merit a discount?
Sure, why not? 5,000 gold off, just for you lot.
Fueled with renewed energy, I decide to push my luck even further.
Any chance you could do it now and put us on a payment plan?
Nope. No money, no res for Roz.
Listen here, you beady-eyed ferret!
Oh, come at me, you second-rate succubus!
I'm sorry. What did you just call me?
Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it. I just got excited and...
Fern's already menacingly making their way around the corner.
You little punk!
Look, maybe we can just calm down and...
I look around the room to see if there's a chance someone has any idea of how to stop this. Algernon is just enjoying the chaos. Fern's fuming. Perry looks like he's about to curl into the fetal position for the day. Roz throws her ghostly arm over my shoulder and tuts. From the looks of it, no one else can see or hear her. I'm guessing that's purposeful. Thumbs up from Roz.
It's always so rewarding to see how fast things go off the rails when I'm not around. You're in charge, kiddo.
Me? What about Fern?
We both look at Fern, who's hurtling some very imaginative insults at Baz.
Fern is going through something right now.
I will burn your shop down, you bloviated corpse fucker!
That's a lot of aggro, even for Fern. Are they okay?
Nah, they're just dealing with some stuff. They'll come off of it in their own time.
I wish you were here.
Make it happen then.
Her voice fades as she lets herself slip back into the nether. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. I can feel the weight of responsibility, the niggling excitement.
All right, that's enough!
My voice draws exactly zero attention. Baz is now cornered between a wall and all of Fern's wrath.
That showed them.
Ignoring Algernon, I clear my throat again, this time more pointedly.
How is this my fault? You were the one who let her die.
Oh, you want to go, you lecherous coat hanger?
And they still don't give a flying duck. Stand between them. I try to stand between them, but in the heat of the moment I find myself getting simultaneously hit square in the kisser by both Fern and Baz. The sight of my bloodied nose does, however, stop the fight. Shh, I'm so sorry, Clove. Are you okay? Of course they're not okay. See what you did? Me? I guess it wasn't your elbow that hit her nose. Momentarily, anyway. Guys, I'm so sorry. What the man-child said. Good enough for me.
Come on. Let's go see what Pix has for us.
And I think we're going to pause it there. So, so the bit I love the most so far is the kind of flirting of the bard. So I do remember this in role-playing games where it is the role of the bard to have this kind of influence, this kind of charisma, this kind of charm. But yes, honestly, this game is an absolute hoot and a half. If you haven't played it already, you are seriously missing out in your life. So just going back to the start, let me go backsies. Oh, sorry. Here we go. So where are we? I might actually do a cheeky save. Why not? And menu. And can I get back to Z? There's items you can get. Cool. All right. Okay, so let me just go back here for a moment. So, Lord of the Wings by MarySueGames. This is part of Otome Jam 2023. Like I say, if you hadn't already played it, you are missing out on your life, so make sure you do. Amazing. So how can I describe on each thing? So the voice acting is absolutely superb. As you can see here, pretty much, 99% of this so far has been fully voiced. It's amazing. It's just so interactive. I love how they've actually done away from the regular kind of text box at the bottom. The text is all on screen with the characters, which is fantastic. I really like Fern. Her attitude is just amazing. I actually have a lot of pleasure at her displeasure at Baz. That whole interaction is hilarious. Algernon is fantastic in his manner and very dry humour. I do like Peregrine as the kind of innocent, more natural kind of dude. The Bard is amazing. I like Roz as the kind of tank. It's very unfortunate she passed away, but I'm very pleased that she's back as a ghost in some form. So far it's absolutely amazing. I love the user interface. I love the voice acting. The writing is really on point. The programming with all the sprites and the transitions is lovely. All the backgrounds that you see are amazing. Even the dragon kind of swooping in and out, the transitions at the start. It's really, really lovely. So I really do quite enjoy this game. So just to confirm, this is Lord of the Wings by MarySueGames. Please do play. It's available on itch.io. So you can see here marysuegames.itch.io /Lord of the Wings. And I do hope you enjoy. Thanks for your time. Lila signing out.